Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Hi, this is Emma from Senior Solutions. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Our records indicate that you could meet the criteria for a final expense insurance plan regulated by the state, guaranteeing full coverage for your funeral, burial, and cremation expenses. Could you let us know if you are currently between the ages of 40 and 80?
Yes.
All right, give me a moment. I'll bring in a specialist on the phone who can share the quotes with you.
Thank you so much for holding on. This is Kevin Adams, a supervisor on a recorded line. How are you doing today? Doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Well, it looks like you're here to learn more about a new low-cost final expense program. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so you are talking to one of my associates, and you mentioned that you are residing in the state of California. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so just to qualify you, how old are you?
67.
And what's your date of birth?
November 3rd, 1956.
1956. Got you. So we have different coverages planned for you, several options for you. Start from 5,000, 10,000, and goes all the way up to $25,000 in coverage. So on which coverage plan would you like to take information on?
20,000.
20,000. And what is your first name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, Lindsa.
Correct.
Lindsay. And how about your last name, Lindsay?
Gardner.
Gardner. Got you. And if you choose to take this policy, then who would be your beneficiary? Like your son, your daughter, your spouse, or any other family member?
My daughter.
Your daughter. And God forbid, do you have any major health conditions like congestive heart failure, kidney disease, or dementia?
No.
And have you been in a nursing home or any assisting facility for the last 12 months?
No.
And by the way, how do you prefer to pay your bills? Credit or by debit?
Debit.
Debit. Got you. So it's all the pretty much information from your side, Lindsay. It looks like you're perfectly eligible to get information on these life insurance policies. So I'm going to connect your call to one of my licensed agents. Even if your number is listed on any federal or state do not call list, would that be okay for you?
Yes.
Okay. So by the way, are you a smoker or non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
Non-smoker. So let me tell you again, this call is about a new low-cost final expense program, and you are interested in learning more about it, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me connect you to my licensed agent. So when they pick up the call, I will introduce you to them. Okay?
Okay.
Stay with me, let me connect you. And what's your zip code there in California?
90810.
90810. Got you. So stay with me. I really appreciate your time and patience here. And here we go. By the way, how's the weather there in California?
Really nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Got you. Let me connect you. And here we go. Thank you for holding. This is Justin. Hi, I have Mrs. Lindsay Gardner with me. She's 67. She's residing in the state of California with the zip code 90810. She's interested in learning more about $20,000 life insurance policy. Kindly assist.
Her date of birth? You got the date of birth or no?
November 3, yes, November 3, 1956.
Very good. Thank you so much. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay. My name is Justin Baca. I've been assigned to be the agent for your life insurance today. Want you to know we are on a recorded line. How's California treating you?
It's really nice here. How is it wherever you are?
I'm in California as well.
Ooh.
What part of Cali are you in?
SoCal, like near Los Angeles, south of Los Angeles.
Oh, so I am as well. I'm in Orange County.
Boston.
Hello, Lindsay.
Yes.
Okay, Lindsay, what city are you located in?
Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach, the LBC. Nice. Cool. How long you been out there?
Years and years and years. I love it here. Well, the weather mainly. The cost of living, not so much.
Oh, yeah.
The traffic, also not so much. But
Long
what are
Beach
you
is
gonna do?
great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. My wife's from Long Beach. She's over off, or she was, PCH and Redondo area.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right on. Well, Lindsay, the gentleman was saying that you're looking at purchasing some life insurance today. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I can definitely help you with that. Now, do you currently have life insurance?
No.
Okay. What concerns you about not having life insurance, Lindsay?
I'm told that funerals are quite expensive here in California, especially in SoCal, because there's only so much land. And so having to saddle my daughter with that expense would just, I mean, she could afford it, but why is that her responsibility? It's my responsibility.
Well, I agree. No, I mean, you'd be surprised. It's one of the most expensive places to live, but it's not the most expensive place to die. When it comes to funerals, I actually have a good buddy that has a mortuary out in Montebello. And he was telling me, which isn't too far from Long Beach if you're not familiar. He was telling me in the LA County, you're looking about 10 to 15, typically around $12,000 is what your average funeral cost for a casket funeral. So are you planning on having a funeral in that area?
Most likely, yeah. Assuming, I mean, I do travel quite a bit, and so I imagine repatriation would be super expensive if something happened. But if I pass away here in Long Beach, yeah, I'll stay around here.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then even if you were to travel, you'd probably want to be, transported back to the area, I assume, right? Okay. So, I would encourage probably about 15 grand at the minimum, probably around 20 would be a much better, way of looking. With inflation on the rise, it's always good to have a little extra. It's always good to be more prepared than possibly left exposed. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay. So, okay, are you, one question, I know it may sound random, but are you affiliated with a specific type of church?
No.
Okay, gotcha, because I do know from experience that some churches have little extra charges for funerals, so it's good to have, extra to pay for that as well. Okay, Lindsay, so as we're looking here at options, I want to make sure that we're looking at the right option. Now, I don't make the price. I can't alter the price by even $1. No life insurance agent can. What I do is I represent the top companies in California, and I try to find the company that's going to give you the lowest price for what you're looking for, based on 3 factors, essentially: age, health, and lifestyle. That's what the prices are set in stone, based on those factors. So we'll jump right into it. The gentleman was saying that your date of birth is 11/3/1956. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are you a smoker?
Non-smoker.
Okay. And do you have any health conditions requiring medication or treatment of any kind?
No.
Okay. So in the last 10 years, no medications, no treatments, no surgeries?
No,
Nothing?
the only medication that I would have is allergy meds, but it's over the counter, so I don't know if that counts for anything.
No, that's not much of a concern. Okay. All right. So the company that we're going to be looking at is called Lumico Life Insurance Company. They're an A-plus rated carrier with AM Best for their excellent financial strength and security. They are also an A-plus rated carrier with the Better Business Bureau. So a good company to work with, top-notch stuff. They're known for keeping it simple and keeping it fair. So that's one of the reasons I really like using them. Now, with Lumico, they're offering you day one coverage. Have you ever heard of a waiting period before?
I think I've heard that like for life insurance, sometimes suicide will have a waiting period, which makes sense, right? But never for anything else.
Suicide has a waiting period for every life insurance policy.
Right.
Yeah, it's called that one's called the discovery period. It's not a waiting period per se. Some companies won't insure suicide at all, but the discovery period is a two-year period. All life insurance companies are subject to. Suicide is absolutely not covered in the first 2 years.
Right.
But beyond that, a lot of companies will have a waiting period. And what that entails is kind of give you kind of a rough analogy. Is it's like if you had auto insurance and you signed up for auto insurance, started making payments, and they said, "Oh, good, you got the auto insurance, you're covered, but don't get in a car accident because you don't have any coverage for 2 years." So that's typically how a waiting period works. You get the policy, you make the payments, and you don't have any coverage for 2 to even 4 years, especially at your age. So it's very good when you find a company that's willing to do day one. Lumico is offering you day one just based on the fact that you have no health factors. So good company to work with, like I said. Meaning if you make a payment today and God forbid you die tomorrow for any reason other than suicide, this policy would pay out $20,000 in coverage, taking care of funeral expenses and leaving your daughter some extra cash as well. Now, for everything, we're looking here at only $92.55. All we have to do is go through the application together, and then we can go ahead and get this policy started for you. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Lindsay, what is your last name?
Gardner.
Gardner. Okay, is that with a T or with a D?
D.
Okay. Gardner. And is that going to be Gardner or Gardner?
Gardner.
Okay, got it. And then just to confirm, your date of birth, 11/03/1956, correct?
Correct.
And your home address? Zip code?
90810.
And do you have a middle initial?
No. Oops.
Okay. All right. So, Lindsay, we're going to go through the application together. Pretty easy process. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes. We'll go through some basic health questions, see if you get approved, and then we'll go ahead and set that up for you. Now, before we do that, in the state of California, I need to play you a pre-recorded message of a legal disclosure. It's about 60 seconds long. Super boring.
It was just a recording saying that them or their partners can get medical records or MIB records or credit reports or basically anything under the sun. It was quite boring, so I cut it out for your sanity.
Okay, perfect. See, that wasn't too hard, right?
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to go into the application now. Pretty simple process, like I said, just a bunch of yes or no questions. But before we do that, for identification verification here on the application, please confirm your social security number for me. All right.
So I've got that Lumico's the insurance company. Who do you work for?
I'm with Real Innovation Incorporated, so I'm a broker.
Oh, okay. That's why you can get all different companies. Makes sense.
So it seems that the social security number does not match your identification.
Huh.
Are you Lindsay Gardner?
Yes.
Okay. So was the social security number that you provided correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they did go through, the consumer reports to confirm your identity, and they were unable to do so. What
Like
do you think that reason would be?
like credit reports?
No consumer report, so identification verification. Based on address and name and social security, they were unable to verify your identity.
Huh. Yeah, without knowing what they run, I would know because it's like credit reports. My credit reports are frozen.
I just told you.
I mean
That's not a credit report. The state of
Yeah.
California life insurance, I don't know if it's all life insurance, but I'm pretty sure no life insurance runs credit except for, financially funded policies like index universal lives and things like that.
Yeah.
This would be for a consumer report. So it's going to be it's not a credit, it's a identification verification. It's like what the DMV uses to verify your identity.
Right. I mean, when I hear the term consumer report, I think of
But
the company that tests products. They have like the consumer report car rating, and they have the consumer report. I think it was started as a magazine, and it's now like it's a company, Consumer Reports, and they review products. So I don't know, they have to do an identity. So if you had an agency name,
this would be like a DMV identification check.
well, I don't have
It's essentially the same thing.
I don't have a license, so that would be why.
You don't have a license. It wouldn't matter if you have a license or not, because the DMV knows who you are.
Why would the Department of Motor
California
Vehicles
knows who you are. Have you ever voted?
No, I didn't register because when you register, they sell your information, like your phone number and stuff, and then you get pounded with political and calls and all this stuff. So I'm like, and I try to figure out how to do it like not anonymously, but like with privacy, right? But they said
So
that
is this just a waste of time, or are you just fraudulently trying to be someone else on the phone?
Excuse me?
Are you fraudulently trying to act like you're someone else over the phone?
By the way, who was the other guy that I talked to before I talked to you?
Okay, gotcha. Good avoidance. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Excuse me, I still need a policy. Well, that was funny. This appears to be the insurance company that he works for, assuming he wasn't lying about who he works for. I know it says Real Innovation Life, but if you go to the very bottom, it says Real Innovation Incorporated. Unfortunately, the number that it was called from was spoofed, and I don't really feel like reaching out to them to see if he's one of their employees. It's just not worth it. They're not going to reply anyway. Another one for the list.